Hello, namaste. This is Tim Haller, and I'm an astrologer here in Savannah, Georgia, and this is a weekly astrological forecast. I put these videos on YouTube once a week, and you can help support future videos by purchasing a reading from me at the link below. So it's the 2nd of December, it's a Tuesday, and we are well into Sagittarius season now. This period of getting into the mystical, the magical, the fundamental humanitarian truth that unites us all. And we're also beginning this month with a new moon cycle. The moon is in Aries. There are these doors that are closing. There are these doors that are opening. There are cycles that are completing. There are new cycles that are beginning as we move forward. And Sagittarius season is this season, this time of moving forward, of evolving, of expanding, of broadening our perspective to include more reality, more of the truth. And simultaneously this weekend, we experience the polarity of Sagittarius and Gemini. As this Saturday at 7:27 a.m. Eastern Time, we have a full moon in Gemini, opposite to the sun in Sagittarius. And we experience this polarity and this duality. And these two signs are very much the two hot-aired intellectual signs. It has a lot to do with conversation, experiencing ourself versus the other, duality, uniformity, and separation. And why it is absolutely essential that we have both wholesomeness and separation, that neither is better or worse than the other, there is no right or wrong. Indeed, this is a fundamental understanding, particularly at this time of year, that right and wrong, discernment of reality is this very cheap and shallow look at reality. When we start including the fact that this is all for education, this is all for our own learning, our own growing, there is nothing wrong with neither union nor separation. In fact, they are both necessary in order for this evolution and this education and this growth and expansion to continue forward. And this growth forward does not happen also without there being challenges, without there being a motivating force that is forcing us, causing us to broaden, to expand, to evolve. So we have to include the full spectrum. We have to understand that yes, there are fundamental and universal truths, that we are all human beings. We all have brains, we have lungs, we have hearts, we have feet, we have hands. And simultaneously, you are a unique individual that is shaped by your unique story and experience, and that you take with you all of this learning that is unique and individual to you and that you have to share to other people. And as this rather heady energy is coming into the collective this week and during this time, the recommendation is to know how to share and how to listen. Yes, this show and tell is very critical understanding, particularly this week. If we want to evolve, we have to know how to both listen and how to give our own understanding, and not to be too bashful to withhold, and to not be afraid to go against the status quo, and to embody your uniqueness, your individuality, your eccentricity, your weirdness. And simultaneously not to get too prideful and puffed up in what we know, thinking that we know everything, thinking that we have the solution, the system, the understanding down pat. And then we get overhyped, we get overblown up, and we get over-exaggerated in this Sagittarius time, which means that we have more to learn. Good teachers are not teachers that are always pampering us and filling us up with pride and making us feel comfortable. We have to understand that learning involves periodic discomfort. And in fact, if we are truly on board the train of moving forward and expanding and learning, which is the progress and our dedication to the path of developing human consciousness and experience. We want to be better human beings. We don't just want to be comfortable. We don't just want to feel good. Yes, there is this understanding that so many people possess a particular spirituality, a particular understanding, a particular ideology in order to make themselves feel better. And indeed, this is a part of spirituality and philosophy, all this is we do want to feel better. This is sort of the first rung, is to feel better, to be more comfortable in your own skin, to know your purpose. But after this, feeling good can get into the way of our own human development and consciousness expansion. So what do we notice? Is that these times of moving forward, of expanding, of growing, where we find creative solutions that cause us to evolve, they don't come without challenges. The challenges and the separation and the pain and the difficulty is hand in hand with the momentum of having us grow forward. So this month we also have the 6th of 7, Uranus square Pluto. These squares between Uranus and Pluto is shaking up the entire collective, causing us to grow, to expand, to move forward, to develop more concrete platform and understanding of what it means to be a human being and be grounded in this world. And so we are dealing with all of these challenges, and all of these divisions are coming to the surface, and Uranus is riveting us, electrifying the situation, making this a chemical reaction that is very charged, which means that there is so much possibility and potential for all of these creative solutions. But we have to take it for what it is. We have to look from a new perspective. We have to broaden our perspective. We have to start including what has previously been unknown to us. And these challenges are new. These difficulties are new. Yes, we have this technology that is bridging the entire world, but we have also never had the challenge of a world that is being bridged, and now we are confronting all of the separation that is there. Everybody kind of gets ahead of themselves with this movement into the age of Aquarius, where everyone would like to think, yes, the age of Aquarius, we are moving into unity consciousness. We are moving into this world where we're going to have so much more technology and the internet, and everybody is interconnected, and we can solve all of our world problems with this very advanced technology that's just going to come down from the heavens. And all we have to do is embrace one another and our consciousness and our humanity, and everything's going to be just fine. But this doesn't happen. This is not how it works. You don't get technology that advances you without the challenge, the motivating force, the highly active chemical reaction that is going on, that is making this a very heated potential for creativity and birthing new ideas. So we don't get to unity consciousness overnight. We don't enter the age of Aquarius without tying up the loose ends of the age of Pisces. And this age of Pisces has caused so much strife, so much pain, so much self-sabotage. We have lost so much wisdom. We are seeing in the world at this particular time the amount of challenges, the amount of division that exists between us because of our religions, because of our races, because of our nations. There are nations warring against nations, religions warring against religions. There are even races warring against races still in the 21st century at this particular time. And we're talking about unity consciousness and all this technology that's going to evaporate all of this. This division, this separation, this pain and anxiety of a world not only divided, but also seeing very clearly via the internet and these new technologies that are being born, how divided, how separated, how messed up we are. It is by seeing the messed up complexity, extremely dense and rich, full of all of this complications, and time is running out, and there's all of these levels. This is what is giving birth to new solutions that are going to solve our problems on a level that is different from which they were created. This is the motivating force to cause us to move forward. And what can we see? What can we learn from all of this? All of this division, this warring, this tumultuousness. Yes, we even see all of this being reflected in our personal spheres at this time. Like we said, there are new doors opening, new doors closing. Saturn is going to move from Scorpio to Sagittarius the 23rd of December. Wrapping up this 2.5-year period of being in Scorpio, where there has been all of this messiness, and we can sort of see all these karmic connections between all these people, and I want to be on the same level as you, but we're not on the same level. I want to see the world the same as you, but we're not seeing the world the same. We have differences. We have different desires. We want different things from this world, from ourselves. And we are kind of coming out of this period now, and we are kind of leveling out. We're kind of finishing up, seeing where we're going, and this chemical reaction is taking us to all of these different places. Yes, there is simultaneously union and separation here, and we need to understand where our separate position is in this world. We're not going to be doing all the same exact things as our friends, as our family members, as everybody we love. And this is sometimes painful to see that we are separating from others. We are going to a different area because our work calls us to go there. Our desires cause us to go there. And indeed, it is in understanding that at the root of all of this, there is ideas that distinguish us. Yes, this distinguishment of race, nation, religion, it all fundamentally relies on the distinguishment of ideas. Nationalism is an ideology. Religion is an ideology. Science is an ideology. Last week we talked about ontology. How Sagittarius is fundamentally the ontology, which is how you discern and make a sense of this reality. How you break apart and evaluate and make sense of this reality fundamentally relies on a belief system, a system of ideas. So it doesn't matter what words we give it, and simultaneously it does, because we are trying to make sense of something that is the same from all of these unlimited different viewpoints. So this full moon this weekend in Gemini, Gemini is separation, it is language, it is words. Gemini is Mercury. Mercury simply divides and conquers. If you want to make sense of something, you have to be able to label it. You have to be able to dissect it. There has to be a language of which we speak of the same things. Red has to mean the same as red in your language as mine if we're going to talk about colors. If we're going to talk about anything, there is this similar understanding that there is a spectrum of words, a spectrum of breaking apart and dissecting and labeling. So words become vitally important. Our understanding of words becomes vitally important. And what we are understanding now is that we need to evolve our words. We need to evolve, we need to broaden our perspective of our own language of dissecting and making sense of reality. Because the way that we phrase, the way that we communicate, the way that we express our understanding, so much determines what our understanding and how we live our life ends up being. So we can think of all of these various religions and all of these various spiritual scriptures and all of this, and how, because we are unique individuals and we have a unique story, a unique flavor, a unique truth, we are going to resonate with different passages, different books, different philosophies, and this is good and okay. Because we do resonate with various teachings that reflect our own story. So there may be a particular verse from the Bible. Let's just say this verse is, "Hallowed be thy name. In the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God." Okay, this resonates with us. This is our truth. Now, there is something to it that is there. There is something that resonates with you. Therefore, it is true. It is resonating with your heart. Your story reflects a bit of this wisdom that is put into tangible form through these words. So now let's break it apart into higher or lower octave Sagittarius. All right. Low octave Sagittarius is convert, condemn, crusade. All right. And I saw this wonderful comic strip this morning. There's these two armies that are battling each other on the battlefield, and they're saying there will be no peace until all those people over there that are worshiping the rabbit see that the one true God is the duck. And we see that there's this rabbit that looks like both a duck and a rabbit. Okay, and this is low octave Sagittarius, which is, I see this as a rabbit, therefore you must see this as a rabbit. This is my individual truth, this is my individual understanding. High octave Sagittarius, on the other hand, is the understanding that I see duck nature, but there is also rabbit nature. There is the truth that this is both duck and rabbit. That we can see this as either a duck or a rabbit, but it is still the same exact picture. This God is still the same. It's the same on all of our flags. We're talking about the same fundamental, unchanging, universal laws and truths. Okay? So what is the higher octave of hallowed be thy name? Well, instead of doing low octave Sagittarius, which would be hallowed be thy name, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God. That resonates with me. Therefore, everybody should be saying the Word of God. Everybody needs to celebrate and sing praise to God's name. Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. This is the truth. This is religion. This is what we must do in order to save ourselves, reality, in order to bridge everybody together. It must be done this way. This is the truth of the Bible. This is the truth of religion. I can study any religion and I see this truth because you're looking from a particular lens. How can we take this singular truth that resonates with us on the individual level and make it a higher octave Sagittarius, which means that it is going to be universal for everybody? Hallowed be thy name is the understanding that words carry a vibration, an understanding. That the words we choose, that the words that we speak have an essence, have an energy. And when we speak highly spiritual, godly words, we are pulling that energy into our consciousness, into our daily life. And so when I repeat God's words, when I sing praises to God, I feel uplifted by the energy of God. However, there are innumerable names of God, there are innumerable words, and they are all powerful. The power is not in one word or the other word. The power is in the understanding of words. What is the function, the vehicle, the purpose of words? It is to express energy. It is to literally, actually express tangibly energy. So if I say a particular word to you on repeat, it's going to eventually make you feel a particular way. There is understanding, there is truth, there is wisdom that is being communicated through words. And we need to be careful. We need to be fully understanding what words we choose to use and how to best express them. The highest octave of Sagittarius is understanding how to take all of this wisdom and apply it into the expansion, the evolution into being better human beings. It means that our individual truth, what we are believing in, our ideology that we use to fundamentally shape our reality has a function, which is the expansion, which is the evolution of our human being, of our existing on our planet. If our philosophy, if our religion is not making life on this planet better, it is a fundamental failure. So what do we see is all of these fragments. Once again, we see the Westboro Baptist Church. What are they choosing to worship? They are choosing to worship several, if not one passage from the Bible that is very homophobic in nature. And they are dedicating their entire religion to this one passage. And there are so many examples of this. Fractions of churches, fractions of religions, fractions of science and spirituality, as everybody chooses to focus on a particular word or phrase or belief. And then we get stuck in a rut instead of seeing how that can perhaps contribute to the greater function and purpose of us developing and evolving as a human race. Okay, and this is a final bit we need to talk about, is that Black Moon Lilith has just moved into Virgo. All right, as of last week, she moved out of Leo. She's been in Leo for 3 months. She's going to be in Virgo for 3 months. She has been getting into her own individual flavor. Again, we each have this unique ontology, belief system, philosophy. Everybody has a unique belief system. Even when you go to church with all the Christians, your perception of Christianity is going to be different. That's why there's these innumerable branches of churches and all this. And we have been getting into uncovering our unique power, what has been previously repressed because it's been individual, and we've been trying to suppress our own nature in order to fit into the status quo. Now we are embodying our unique talents, our gifts, and we want to give them back. We want to express them. But now Black Moon Lilith is simultaneously realizing that there is some work that needs to be developed, that there are imperfections, that maybe we don't want all of the attention just on us just yet, that maybe we have some little things to work through. And what this is that we are working through is, yes, we have discovered what our unique subjective talent and truth is, But what is the function? What is the purpose of this unique subjective truth talent? It is to put it into service of humanitarian growth and evolution. There is the working aspect. We are chipping away at it. We're sort of developing this, and we are growing and we are maturing. And simultaneously, this is music, this is dance, this is flowing and ebbing in a beautiful, seasonal-like fashion. And this isn't something that we should try to cheat. We need to enjoy the slow movement and the progress through this as well. So a good practice that I might suggest this week and this month in general, in order to harness this magical Sagittarius, enlightened, intuitive, guru-like energy, is to take a candle. Yes, we like to light candles this time of year, and maybe a nice scented Christmas candle or something, and set it in front of you and stare at the flame and meditate and become very, very quiet. Okay, and focus in on your heart. Yes, there are doors that are closing, there are doors that are opening. We are moving forward in evolution into our unique service that we are giving back to the collective. We have understanding that we are going to be giving towards others, that we are going to be sharing and educating others, that comes from our unique experiences of the past. And simultaneously, there are experiences that we are lacking of, that we need other people with those experiences to come into our life, to create this reflection, to create this balance. So focus on this candle and let your mind go blank, and just allow yourself to feel out and intuitively remember what it is that your truth is, and see what direction you are moving in. See where we are expanding. See what doors are opening up to us, and focus on the doors that are opening up to us. See where we are lacking. See where the challenges of the past have revealed to us this difficulty that means that we have to expand our philosophy, our ideology, because we don't want to be truly separated from everybody permanently, because we are so unabrasive that we can't even communicate with other people. We need to find a language, a means of communicating with one another that allows us to express our deepest sentiments. That way we can actually grow and learn, and we can cherish our own gifts and cherish the gifts that are coming from others, and use these just as much as we use the mouth, okay? Yeah, so this has been a Gemini report. I'm a Gemini. I have tons of hot air. I mean, we can just talk and talk and talk. That's why I recommend this practice of doing the candle, to reflect and let it replay in our minds, and let that intuitive magical hit happen. Yes, we've got a lot of Uranus this week. We've got Mars moving into Aquarius. We do desire to form this bridging of all of this different separation. And it's going to sometimes happen through inspiration, which is this sudden understanding of knowing of the missing link. Yes, this missing link doesn't become known to us because we're so busy dissecting and analyzing everything that's in front of us. We need to move back and expand, broaden our horizon, our perspective, and then we see what has been outside of our field of vision, beyond those blinders. And then we have that intuitive hit. We know the direction that we need to expand. We know that our service is we're going to continue to do our service. We're going to continue to dedicate ourselves to this heartfelt passion, this ritual, whatever it is that we resonate with. Yes, we're going to continue to move on that path, but this path is also expanding and evolving, to include with it all these other paths that are in the service of the development and the evolution of the human consciousness on this planet. Because we do have a serious mess to clean up. And this is the benefit of Aquarius. Aquarius, through the progression of the ages, follows Pisces, this dissolution, this mess, this merging, this self-sacrifice. Now we have this spaciousness of Aquarius coming in. And we have Mercury and the Sun trine to Uranus. We have a lot of Aquarius energy this week as well. Use this spaciousness to analyze the mess and see how this mess is fuel. It is creative potential to get us to make the new brilliant discovery, the new invention that is well ahead of its time, to be able to solve these problems that have never existed. We have to find a solution that does not exist on the level in which these problems were created. Okay? So we have to tap into both our left rational brain, the language, the dissection, the communication of words, and we have to use our intuition. We have to connect to what is beyond words. We have to connect to each other's hearts and understand that although there is all of this apparent separation and nationalism and wars and religious breakdown, that underneath it all, there is simultaneously this fundamental universal nature that we all share. And it is our universal duty to bring this to the forefront and to remind one another our real, true, essential truth that makes us feel alive.